Are you ready to get dizzy? Because we are getting dizzy today. What I'd like to make today is one of those swirly rides. That's what I'm calling them anyway. It's like the Mad Hatter's Tea Party in Disney parks, or Zimbad the Zeeman if you've recently visited the Efteling. Essentially, you're sitting in a cart that spins around, and the cart itself can also spin around. You get really dizzy from those. I am positively certain that made absolutely no sense, but before we get into that, I have something I want to ask all of you. Now, to be fair, I never really set out to make a theme park over here. I just wanted a series of good challenges, and that turned into a theme park. And so I think I can be forgiven for my discretions, but this here is a theme park without a theme. And so I wanted to ask all of you, what do you think? What sort of theme can we add to this theme park to make it, a theme park with a theme? Or maybe you have a suggestion for the name of the theme park? Really, anything is welcome. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to reading all your suggestions. Now let's get straight into the technical bits, into how I think I want to make this. What we're going to have is one marker, represented by an armor stand, in the center here, and this is going to spin itself around, a little bit like so. And then we'll teleport those armor stands, which will also be markers, relative to where this one is looking, which should be noted is very similar to what we did for the carousel. But then each of those is going to have another set of markers / armor stands over here. And this one's also spinning, making these spin. My head is starting to spin a little bit, because these are the cards, and I want 3 people in the cards, meaning we're adding 3 more armor stands to the mix. And of course, this is also spinning. And so everything is spinning. Doing some very quick math, which is something I'm really not good at, that means we'll have 27 players be able to ride this ride at a time, which is a record in this park. Previous record was held by the Carousel and Flight of the Phantom in the back there. Although I suppose technically the brooms can hold infinite players, but it gets really glitchy after that. So right now, this is a very confusing mess. So let me clean all this up and see if I can come up with something that works. And this right here is phase 1 completed. Here is phase 2, now these ones are spinning as well. And then this over here is phase 3, we're almost there. And this, crazy as it may look, is phase 4. The final phase in getting the technical bits figured out. And also the most annoying one, because it was mostly a bunch of copying and pasting and then tweaking the numbers around a little bit. Now I don't typically show this because this screen is boring, but these are all the commands needed to summon all these armor stands here. And these are all the commands that keep them in position. And these here make them all spin. And this is what it looks like when you're on it. Oh my, it's chaos. Well, let's dress up this chaos a little bit and give it a proper theme. Let's hop into Blockbench. Now at the time of this recording, it is almost Easter. However, when the video comes out, it will no longer be Easter. Doesn't really matter to me too much, because I'm right now feeling the Easter. And so what we're doing is we're making an Easter themed ride. Which obviously leads me to think, oh, what is something you can ride, something you can sit in, that can also spin around? The answer that I found is Easter baskets. And so, over here you can see me try and figure out how to make an Easter basket in 3D, in the sort of blocky, voxely Minecraft style. I went for something fairly simple, using some of the principles that I used before in other rides. I made sure it was big enough for 3 people to sit in. The hardest part for me really was the texturing. How do you get it to look like a basket? That interwoven, I don't know what it's called actually, in English anyway. But you know what I mean, right? Those interwoven strands of whatever. I really struggled making the texture for that. But in the end, I found a sort of method to really make that process somewhat easier. I just took a brush and toned the opacity way down and sort of layer by layer put this texture in, right? And I must say I'm really quite happy with the end result. Let's go have a look at our basket. What? Oh, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I like it. From a distance, it looks cool. I think I did alright with this one. I think that's really nice. I'm really happy. Are you ready for some craziness? Ooh, there you go. Oh, that's working. That's brilliant. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, look at that. This makes me so happy. Let's see if we can write one. Look at that. Oh, this is pretty cool, isn't it? Cool as it is, I have noticed one thing. They're always rotating the same way, right? And now I know that I've just said that we're done with the technical bits, but I've just decided that we're not. I mean, how cool would it be if you could decide with what speed it spins when you're inside the basket? Kind of like how you can with the real life rides. In the real life rides, they would have a table looking thing in here that you can spin around and it'll make the basket spin, or the teacup, or your little boat, whatever. But how cool would it be if we could actually do that? To tell you the truth, I don't know how we're going to do that yet, but I have an idea. Minecraft has introduced recently the interaction entity, and it looks a little bit like this. As in, it's invisible, you cannot see it. And the interaction entity detects when you're left-clicking it or right-clicking it, which we can use to figure out which way it should go. I've lost the entity. Oh, there it is. No, where is it? I'll make a new one. So how cool would it be that if you left-clicked, it starts spinning this way? And if you right-clicked, it starts spinning that way. Or better yet, if you click it a whole bunch, it starts spinning faster and faster and faster. Now, to tell you the truth, I have never messed with the interaction entity before. I have no idea how this works, so I'm going to watch a tutorial probably on how to get that detected. Okay, so it turns out there isn't really a whole lot of information about the interaction entity out there yet. They are fairly new, so that's to be expected. And in short, I couldn't really find what I needed to make this work. And so I sort of Frankenstein together a solution that works for me. Essentially what we've got here, imagine that this armor stand is the basket that we're riding. Now riding this armor stand on top, you can't see it, it's invisible, is an interaction entity. And if I left click it, it's going to tell the armor stand to say left. And if I right click it, it's going to tell the armor stand to say right. And the way that I'm doing that is I'm executing it as the interaction entity. If it has the data, attack, and then it's going to run on the vehicle, which is that armor stand. It's going to say left, which we see over here, right? And then over here in the second command block, it removes the data attack. If we don't do it, it's going to start spamming the whole chat. Not good. And so then we do the same thing for right click, and now essentially we can detect left and right clicks. Now the reason we need this to run on the armor stand, not on the interaction itself, is because we're going to give the armor stand a score, which is going to determine the speed in which the basket is spinning. I hope this makes sense. It might not. It's a little complicated. I don't think I fully understand it. What I am going to do is I'm going to try and implement it now and hope that it works. Here comes a moment of truth. What we should see is... Well, that's very interesting. I was hoping to not see this. Alright, I think I figured it out. In fact, we can write it and try it. If we click it, you may notice it's going to speed up a little bit. There you go, it's spinning really fast now. If I right click, sorry, you may see it slows down. And I click some more. It's going to go the other way. Oh, that's pretty cool. Whee! Oh, it's working! Look at that! Oh, I so like this. Alright, I am so happy with that. Well, it's time. We cannot just have it go around in the grass. Let's make a whole beautiful decoration to this. Dearest guests, it is both my greatest joy and honor to introduce you to Easter Swirl. The ride where you get swirled around in an Easter basket. And I mean, of course I was going to add an Easter bunny. Duh. It's a bit of a no-brainer, really. As you can see, I went for a lot of very colorful colors over here. Colors that reminded me a little bit of Easter. And Easter is, of course, very bright and very happy. For those of you wondering how I did the rabbit, by the way, is I converted the rabbit model from Minecraft into an item. And this is an item display displaying that item that I made. And for those of you who aren't here for the technical explanations, let's hop into the ride, shall we? If you press this button, you will see that the baskets are being spawned. Not only that, you're getting to sit in one of them. Now you may also notice that I've updated the model to have a little table sort of thing over here, right? This is what you spin the cart with. And you may notice if you click it, of course it works. It goes faster, faster, faster. If you right click it, it goes the other way around. It first will slow down and then it will slowly go the other way around. You see that? Oh, it's kind of brilliant. My camera work isn't the greatest right now because I'm being swirled around, but look, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Also, if you're on this ride, I must ask you not to do this in creative mode because you will end up breaking stuff when trying to click this thing. Uh-oh. Whoop, and there you go. That's the end of the ride. All fixed. Well, like I've said, I am so super happy with this ride, along with all the others, really. I don't know, it is something about theme parks and making a concept that exists in real life and bringing it into Minecraft that I just really enjoy. It is, yeah, it's just a fun challenge. I like these challenges. And so let me click the button one more time, one last time in this video, as I bid you a very good adieu. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Let me swirl. Woo!